talk about what's on the agenda for tonight's town council meeting. Starting out with old business, the first thing on the agenda is an item related to the West Barnstable shooting range. Where is the update on this?
Well, that's a very old item. As seen on the agenda, this came before the council in August of 2014, during the beginning of the fiscal 2015 year. And these are with regards to the shooting range, changing the care and custody and management and control of parcels of land. This item 005 as well as 006, one switches out the land, the other allows the town manager to solicit the approval from the court, Mass Court. So if you notice on the agenda tonight, there are two new items referring to this land swap at the shooting range. It was determined that some additional acreage needed to be secured in order to allow for a larger buffer around the shooting range. So an additional parcel was sought, and that was 0 Nye Road, additional 10 acres. So along with Breeds Hill, which is a 17 plus or minus acre parcel, and the Nye Road, which is 10 acres, that what it does is, those are currently held for municipal purposes. The Conservation Commission has authorized relinquishing their hold on a total of 27 acres in and around the shooting range in exchange for these two new parcels, Breeds Hill and Nye Road. The Nye Road parcel abuts Lumber Pond and has conservation lands surrounding it as well as a pond. So to have that in an additional conservation area is a good thing, because the town manager doesn't see that would ever be built upon for municipal purposes. So that's where the swap is changed between the old items and these new items. So what I will be doing is I will be requesting to take 029 and 030 out of order. Even though they're under new business, we'll do those items first, and then upon completion, either a vote, which I'm hoping that we'll be voting on those items tonight. Then I'll go back to the original two items and ask for those to be withdrawn. And those items are not public hearings. They do require the first one requires, they do require a roll call of 2/3 of the council, which is a vote of 9 of the council. But I would encourage, if anyone is interested in speaking to the item, that they come before the council during the public comment period to voice their concerns, and they have about 3 minutes to do that. We have been receiving letters as well, and so we always encourage people, if they don't want to come to the podium, to submit comments in writing to the council.
Wonderful, and always important to take advantage of that time that you have to communicate with your elected officials. And of course, I'm sure many people will take advantage of that. So again, just to reiterate, there will be no public hearing on the agenda item, but if they want to speak, they can definitely come to public comment before the as the meeting begins.
Absolutely, and it's difficult. This is a tough issue, especially for the neighbors who have enjoyed some quiet time around their properties since the shooting range was operations were suspended. So this is a difficult issue, but I think the town manager sees that our way out of managing and cleaning up the site should be done hand in hand with police operating the shooting range, even for just a very limited time. So I think Mark Ellis will be outlining his thoughts for it as well during his town manager communications.
Great.
So if I may, just before the orders of the day, I'm going to be asking for the acceptance of the town council strategic plan. We've done this this is the second time under my leadership that we've, with the assistance of the Consensus Building Institute, we held a workshop and worked on our strategic plan. And right now it's in draft form, but I'll ask for the council to accept that. And what this does is this allows for management and departments to revolve their budgets around the strategic plan and of the council. And the council feels that quality of life is at the center of everything, and supported absolutely by finance, but items such as housing, public health and safety, education, infrastructure, environmental and natural resources, regulatory process and performance, and communication and economic development are very key components to the strategic plan and help drive the budget process. So that's important for the town manager as well as the department heads to see where the council wants, the direction the council wants to take.
Wonderful. Do you know, Jessica, if that is available to residents to look over? Do you know if that's on the town website at all?
Absolutely, it is. And the current one is there. I believe it's under the town council's webpage.
So I assume once this is approved, it'll be updated, and the current strategic plan will be posted on the website. So nice that we have open government here where people can easily access some of these items.
And if people don't have access to a computer, they're certainly welcome to come to Town Hall and come right to the council office, and the administrator level would be happy to make a copy for them.
I see here in the old business, just finishing up old business, you do have a couple appointments to board committees and commissions, which is always important, always looking for new members for those boards, committees, and commissions.
That's right. And Board of Governors of the Steamship Authority, we have a representative of Barnstable, and a Library Committee and Planning Board. Planning Board is very important, as you know, because that's a regulatory board, and we don't want to lose membership on there, and it could jeopardize quorum on that. So we always appreciate very much and welcome the volunteers that step up to these important positions.
And another important discussion that's going to take place tonight in the council is the allocation of the tax levy. Talk to me a little bit about this issue. This is something that's discussed every year. Talk to me about this issue.
Well, our wonderful finance director, Mark Milne, and Director of Assessing, Mr. Rusniak, traditionally at this time every year come before the council to do a presentation on the tax factor. And what they'll do tonight, and these are public hearings, these two items. One is with regards to the tax levy and allocation of local property taxes by an adoption of a residential factor. And we have traditionally, the council, I think for the last 10 years, we have adopted a residential exemption of 20%. And that is afforded to residents, not just property owners, but you have to be a resident of the town to have this reduction on your property assessment. And those are for properties valued at less than $960,000. So the other is the tax factor. A split tax rate, it's called a split tax rate, and it creates separate tax rates, one for residential property owners and a separate one for commercial, industrial, and personal property owners. What we've traditionally done is select a residential factor of 1, so we don't do a split tax here. All property owners would pay the same rate. So that's important discussion.